Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So we are ever closer to the two Charlo brothers, with Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. That's the fight I'm looking forward to more. I know Jamal is fighting Rosario, but I see him winning that fight on points. This one, Jamal versus Derevyanchenko, is the one I'm looking forward to. I'll give a breakdown and prediction video on that probably next week. I always tend to do mine in the week of the fight, but that's the fight I'm looking forward to. But Chris Eubank Jr. is a man we've not heard a lot of. Well, I say we haven't heard a lot of. In terms of who he's going to fight, we've heard literally, zilch. And he's come out and he said that he will be watching this fight very closely, and he intends to challenge the winner for the WBC super middleweight world title. So he's looking to fight the winner of Derevyanchenko versus Charlo. Right now, Eubank Jr., when he signed with Al Haymon first, it was to launch Al Haymon PBC UK. That lasted about as long as some of my relationships. Not very. Right? After that, he fights on Charlo's undercard when he fought Korobov. Was it Korobov? No, when Eubank fought Korobov. I think Charlo fought Dennis Hogan. And obviously we all thought next fight is going to be Charlo versus Eubank. No go. Even before all this, no go. Eubank was calling out, I think he was calling out Billy Joe. He was calling out Canelo. He was still calling out Canelo during the summer. So I don't know what happened. Obviously, I think Al Haymon and Golden Boy, they don't do business, or they have a very frosty relationship anyway. So he was calling out Canelo, but now he's back on the Charlo wagon. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm saying Charlo just because I'm assuming he's obviously targeting Jamal. Probably more so than Derevyanchenko. I'm sure he doesn't really care who wins either way, but I'm sure he wants the Jamal fight because they were the ones who were, going off on one another last year. Yeah, so Eubank versus either of them. Well, truth be told, I wouldn't pick Eubank over either of them. Honestly, I think he would have a better chance of beating Charlo than he would Derevyanchenko. I think Derevyanchenko I think you'd have a field day with Eubank. I mean, Derevyanchenko, movement. We know Eubank Jr. doesn't like movement. Derevyanchenko, you can't fight on the inside, but obviously if you know Eubank Jr., you'd know, just keep him on the outside, get a bit of movement. He is like, he's like a lost child, So I think Derevyanchenko, I'd be more confident picking him to beat Eubank Jr. As for Charlo, I'd pick Charlo to win, but I could see Eubank being a bit more competitive against Charlo. Charlo can box. And he can box on the outside. Very good uppercut. Like, Jamal Charlo's uppercut is probably his best punch. Seriously, if you look at how he lands the uppercut, if you look at how he sets the uppercut up, if you look at just not as much power at middleweight as there was at 154 pounds, but still a very good punch. You don't want to be taking too many of them. You just don't want to do. You don't want to be taking too many of them. I think that him against Eubank is a more winnable fight for Eubank. I wouldn't pick him. I would not pick Eubank over either guy. So when he's saying he's watching closely for the winner, I'm sure Al Haymon is hoping, obviously, well, he's hoping because he promotes the guy, because Charlo is one of his guys. He's hoping Charlo would win, and then he can put that fight on pay-per-view, Eubank versus Charlo. But yeah, I wouldn't see Eubank Jr. beating either of them. But I think just based on styles and just based on both guys' ability, I think he'd have a better chance against Charlo than he would against Derevyanchenko. That's just from what I can say. Now, I could be wrong on that. Someone could disagree and they could say, no, what are you talking about, G-Man? Obviously Derevyanchenko is this. Yeah, let me know in the comments. But just from what I've seen, I think Eubank should be hoping Charlo comes through that fight. I still am up in the air about who I'm going to pick to win that fight, truth be told. Part of me is like thinking to go with Derevyanchenko. Then the other part of me is thinking, but I've seen some crazy scorecards given out in Charlo fights. So I'm thinking, politics. But I'm not basing everything just on politics. I've definitely looked at Charlo enough to think that he can beat Derevyanchenko legitimately. But I need to have a look at the guys again. I need to do a bit more, analyse this fight before I give my prediction. That prediction will probably come next week. So, those are my thoughts on this situation. Let me know which one of the two do you think Eubank would have a better chance of winning against. Because I'm not going to say who you think will win. You can let me know who you think will win anyway. But let me know who of the two, Charlo versus Derevyanchenko, who do you think Eubank has a better chance of beating, if either? I don't think he beats either. But But let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know which one you think is better chance of beating. People, hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a busy night. I've recorded 5 videos, but one was a crap one. I just deleted that. Been a busy evening. Hope you enjoyed all this. I might even upload this first tomorrow, because I don't upload them in the order I recorded them. But if you enjoyed this video, as always, people, leave a like, subscribe of course if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed all these videos today. People, as always, I will talk to you.